China, good morning. Nippon Dynawave has said little about the circumstances that led up to yesterday's implosion or explosion. Officials aren't sure which at this stage, but in addition to those 10 people hospitalized and the 9 still missing, we know a 52-year-old man who worked at the plant with his son died in yesterday's tragic event. This all started when a 900,000-gallon tank of white liquor ruptured. You can see the devastation in the images on your screen. As I mentioned, 10 people were taken to the hospital Tuesday with injuries ranging from minor to potentially fatal. Recovery operations were suspended Tuesday evening for those 9 people still missing. Longview Fire Battalion Chief Matt Amos said that they will need to first focus on stabilizing the tank and removing the 90,000 gallons of liquid still in the tank before crews can continue searching the site. Right now, officials say that water and air quality testing is ongoing, and they're assuring the community there's no wider risk to Longview or Kelso residents at this time, though they're asking them to avoid dikes and ditches in the area, saying that there is still a substantial risk at the mill and beyond. On Tuesday, state and local leaders responded to the tragedy and the many questions that still remain.
I know there's a lot of questions about how all of this happened, and I want to assure you that we will all continue to pressure to get answers to those questions. This community deserves that.
The loss of life is the hurt that it will echo through this community for years, and we're still going through the first response somewhat of this.
And now we want to bring in Sunrise reporter Corey Johnson. Family, friends, strangers all gathered last night for a vigil to lift up the community during this time.
That's exactly right, Matthew. Many people still in shock. They say they're devastated after the news of what happened yesterday. And that vigil happened just a couple of miles from the paper mill, where officials say that tank ruptured early Tuesday morning. More than 100 people were gathered for that vigil in honor of the victims. And at least one person, Gilbert Burnell, as we mentioned, was killed. 9 others remain missing this morning. The Tuesday night, community members gathered at R.A. Long Park to pray, cry, and support one another as many wait for answers about loved ones who may have been inside the mill at the time of the rupture. And the news of the explosion just devastating for many that we spoke with. Tuesday, several leaders came to the area as well and attended that vigil.
The loss of life is the hurt that it will echo through this community for years, and we're still going through the first response somewhat of this, and it truly is tragic.
Now, recovery efforts are expected to continue and resume later this morning. Now let's bring Matthew back in to talk more about Nippon Dynawave and safety issues as well.
Yeah, so we've been looking into the safety records here at Nippon Dynawave, and records showed that an employee made a complaint about safety conditions here at the plant just a little more than 3 weeks ago. This was back on May 6th that the complaint was filed. The state of Washington opened a safety inspection into a sinkhole created by a failed drain. Now, to be clear, this complaint doesn't have anything to do with yesterday's tragic event, it appears, but records also show additional complaints in March of this year and April of last year. On top of those complaints, the Longview Fire Department responded to the property in July of 2023 when a large chip fire took days to fully extinguish. That fire damaged conveyor belts, a barge deck, and a maintenance outbuilding. The fire sent smoke across southwest Washington, prompting air quality concerns. And then last August, we reported on another fire which broke out in a building used to repair and maintain railroad equipment. Now, fortunately, no one was injured in that fire. Now, Washington's Department of Labor and Industry says that it will open a formal investigation into what happened yesterday, why, and how to prevent it in the future. However, that inspection process in the report can take up to 6 months. So, again, China, still a lot of questions to be answered here throughout the day.
Yeah,
back to you in the studio now.
Devastating situation for everyone in the community. Thank you, Matthew.